Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story with Dorking Wanderers with me, Daniel. It's Season 7, Episode 3, and today we face early leaders Cardiff in the League One battle, before heading against Wigan, who are up there in the playoff spaces as well. If we want to be in the top 6 this year, these are two of the sides we're going to have to beat, but let's be honest, we're only aiming for mid-table, so to make sure we're in that pack and stay in there at the end of this episode is the most important thing as we get into today's game. However, we go into the game against the leaders with quite a big problem, as you can see from the team news. Both of our centre-halves unavailable for different reasons. One on international duty, one out doubtful. Cardiff missing a couple as well, but I'm sure they've got a much stronger squad. But Callum Dalton is the man this season. He started the season on fire. We saw that in the last episode. And my word, has he become the hero of the team. He's taken over from where John King was last year. A brilliant player, a brilliant servant for us so far. Hopefully his form will continue throughout the season. But let's go and look at the recent results to see how we've been getting on since the last episode, and then crack on into these two games today. With it being the start of September, we've got a couple of little bits of transfer news as well. There's no big fireworks. We weren't able to get long-term replacements in the two positions we were looking for, so we've just bought short-term contracts for a backup striker and centre-half. We'll go and have a look at those and meet those in a minute, particularly as the centre-half could be playing today. But overall, the season started well. We're in 7th place. You can see we've won 4 of our 7 games, and it looks like we're the only side in the league not to draw a match so far. Pretty remarkable after just 7 games. But firstly, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to follow the series and has supported us into a new season in this save. I really do appreciate it. If you're enjoying the series and looking forward to the 2 big home matches today, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It does make such a difference and I really am grateful. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from both of my long-term stories. This one every 2 days at 4:30 with Dorking, and then our head coach journeyman series the other days. In that one we have no say in transfers, contracts or staffing, and we've just had a big job move in that one, and we've got the situation most Football Manager fans dream of, so make sure you come along and check the last week of that one out. I'll put a link in the playlist to the episode with the latest job offer, so you can catch up with the last few episodes of the series. But again, a massive thank you for your support with that one. But let's look at the recent results and couple of transfers. You can see there's a few bits we're trying to do. We've got 2 youngsters who are joining in the future from Scottish teams. We're paying transfer fees, but we really think they've got high potential. I'm still looking for my next Owen Jack from Torquay last year, a brilliant player in FM19 that we got for peanuts. And these are 2 that I feel could fit the mould, but we'll obviously meet them as they join the club. James Trafford is a keeper we tried to sign many years ago, ended up being at Wigan for a few years, got released after a loan at Scunthorpe, a side we obviously managed in our head coach series this year, but he's a keeper that we might bring in as a backup for now. A youngster, he's got room to develop, we could potentially make a profit off of him too, but let's not worry about that for now. We'll focus on the 2 that have joined the club since the last episode. So technically it's 3 that have joined, but one of them was already in progress. That was Lawrence Maguire, who is a 3rd choice centre-half. He's just a solid 2.5 star player, a bit like Jordan Willis, who we were trying to bring in, to be honest. A left-footed player, so can only play on that left side really, but 1 appearance, he's done okay so far. We'll of course be starting today as he's our 1st choice backup. Not quite as good as the 2 we've got in post, but a decent player who will do a job for us when needed. Only a 1-year deal, so no risk with these experienced players, just adds a little bit more experience to the squad too. A balanced personality, but over 200 league appearances. He's certainly a player that's been around the block a bit. And then the same goes for Dominic Samuel up front, 2.5 star ability, 31 years of age now, again on a cheap 1-year deal, over 290 appearances in his career, yet to make a start in a league for us, but did feature in our last leasing.com trophy game. Again, 63 career goals, plenty of those at Wimbledon too, so lots of Football League experience for him, and he can cover off the 2 wings as well, which will help us, just gives us a little more versatility in the squad. And then Luke Boland is last, another centre-half, 2.5 star ability, 4 star potential this time. A bit different, we've still only given him a 1-year deal because we're not convinced about his character. I'm not sure he'll ever reach that potential, to be honest, but as you can see, he made his debut in midweek in the leasing.com trophy, and he scored the winner as it happens, so potentially he's got a little bit of quality to come, and over 100 league appearances, although some of those were down in the National League. So just filling out the squad really, we looked for the long-term solution, we couldn't find anyone brilliant, so I just thought let's get people in who can do a job for us. They're only on 1-year deals, so if Boland develops great, we can keep him next season. If not, we'll then go and look for a long-term replacement again, but for now it just takes a little bit of the pressure off. So let's go and have a look at the recent results to see how we've been doing since the start of the season, and it's been a little bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. We've won some, we've lost some, not drawn any at all as you've seen. So the first game you were with me, the Peterborough one, a disappointing way to throw away a 2-0 lead, but we saw a lot of promising signs, and then as you can see they came together over the next 2 games. A brilliant 4-0 win at home to Port Vale, McKinnon scored a screamer as did Stephen Moles, an own goal and then a Jack Walker one to finish it off. A 2-1 win away at Chesterfield, Dalton again with the opening goal, Stephen Moles with a winner with 15 to go, And in a 3-2 defeat at QPR, our backup side not doing great. Mole's got one late on off the bench as a consolation. Manny Cook scoring again the first goal of the season. Here's our backup striker vying with Samuel for that backup spot. Did a decent job in the games he's played so far, so we're looking forward to seeing if he can develop this year. He's just got to sort his personality out. If he does that, he could be anything really. We then won 2-0 at home to Blackpool. Dalton with the opener again. Joe Thompson on the other wing getting the second goal. Before 2 defeats, 3-1 against AFC Wimbledon. Mark King scored our goal, but we were comfortably beaten. Then a 2-0 defeat against high-flying Rotherham. Before a 2-1 win away to Oxford. Getting back on track with a Dalton brace. We went behind early on, but Dalton's the main man. 6 goals already in the league in 7 games. He's an absolute superstar and one player of the month, and he looks like he's going to be a top quality pro for us. And then lastly, we beat Oxford in the leasing.com trophy. As we already discussed, Boland got the winner on his debut. A brilliant centre-half partnership with Maguire there. They're the 2 only centre-halves fit today, alongside Cotter, of course, who can cover there. So we're a little bit short for options in the middle, but that game did give us a little bit more hope. So with that all looked at, let's go and get into the game against the leaders. Cardiff, I'd imagine, have a couple of players away as well. We're still ground sharing at Crawley, but we've got almost 4,000 in today, as Cardiff celebrate winning every single match. Ryan Manning's on international duty. He's on 30 grand a week in League One. This is like Sunderland all over again, apart from the fact Cardiff are top of the league, of course. But they've got a few injuries too. We're missing both of our centre-halves, and this is going to be a real uphill battle for us. So because of Boland's lack of fitness and the fact he played 3 days ago, I have made the difficult decision to move Barry Cotter to the middle. James Simpson at right back. We had that combination quite a bit last year, so I'm a little bit less worried about playing them that way. So in goal we've got Jonathan Mitchell, who has taken over as number 1 now. Simpson and Matt Smith the fullbacks, with Maguire partnering Cotter in the middle. Neither of them would be centre-half normally. Maguire would be on the bench, Cotter would be at right back. But either way, we'll just see how they get on today. The first time they've ever played together centre-half. We've got Matthew Smith, Stephen Moles and Humphreys Durnley in the middle. Callum Dalton on the right with Thompson over on the left. And John King up front, yet to get off the mark this season. A real cause for concern for us if we're being honest. 2 assists in League One, and we're going to go and warn him about not scoring actually. We'll criticise his recent form, say that we've got faith in him to get back to scoring ways, and hopefully today he'll pick out the moment to do that and get us a shock against the top side in the league. We've got Dominic Samuel on the bench and Luke Boland, the other 2 new signings. The likes of Ogbene and McKinnon there too. So a decent squad, but desperately missing those centre-halves, and hopefully that won't cost us in today's game. A bit more of an extreme 4-2-3-1 for Cardiff. They've still got the likes of Glatzel there from real life. Brandon Williams, James Bree, who we had in our Luton save. The beta save, which you can see in the eye above. He's obviously a good player at Luton at the moment. Flynn Downs in a holding role. He had a loan spell at Luton a few years back in real life. So a few faces we recognise there. But let's go and get into it. Encourage the lads. See if we can counter-attack Cardiff to a result. We probably won't deserve it, but let's see if we can get up on top and soak up the pressure with our makeshift defence. Well, the first highlight 10 minutes in, and it's Cardiff coming down the left with Williams. Back to Glatzel and now Staunton. A couple in the middle if he can find them. Flynn Downs is the man he's found in the end. Out to Williams. Dalton intercepts, even doing his defensive duties here. But unfortunately, it only finds the left back again. Here's Williams in the middle. Good switch over to the right-hand side. Bree on the overlap. Thompson's lost him. Into the Lapu hedge just over. But a good chance for Cardiff, and we've got to be careful there, as we don't look like winning our headers in the box. Throw on the right-hand side for Simpson. We're coming forward well here, although it is cleared by Staunton as far as Glatzel. The lap in the holding role gets it back. He's playing up front, but he's dropped into midfield there, and he's a really brilliant player in terms of attributes. I'll go and show you in a minute, but he's so much better than our team, as Williams skins the whole team from left back, almost puts it in the far corner. The United youngster in real life doing a brilliant job there, but let me quickly show you the lap. Worth 6.5 million, 16 finishing, 16 acceleration, loads of pace. He is a superstar in the making. Came through via Blackpool and Luton, still only 22 years of age, and he's scoring at almost 1 in 2 for Cardiff. Humphreys Durnley with a free kick on the right to deliver. 25 minutes gone into Dalton. Oh, he nearly scored again. Half volley held by Hansen. A really big opportunity wasted. 5 to the break. We've got a Cardiff throw to contend with. James Bree's going to take it on the right hand side. He finds Richardson back to Bree again. Chance to deliver into the back post. Glatzel heads in unmarked. James Simpson at right back just didn't even challenge him for the header. And that's where we miss Barry Cotter. He's big in the air at right back. And we also miss having a good centre half in there. But unfortunately the job's done. Cardiff take the lead with 5 to the break. And James Simpson didn't even challenge for the header. So Cardiff had a half-time lead here at Dorking. We'll sympathise with the lads. We'll ask them to do their best, keep encouraging them into the second half. But it looks like it's going to be an uphill battle from here as Cardiff lead 1-0 as we move into the second period. 25 to go. We've got a free kick on the right. A few of the lads looking anxious actually. But Dalton saves the day and John King gets his first. That's how personal team talks work. John King taps in from a yard for his first of the season. Dalton again nearly got it with a first header. Great save, tipped onto the bar, but John King is there. there. The goal drought's over, and let's hope he goes on a run now. With 20 to go, we're back on level terms, and let's go and make our first 2 changes of the game. Joe Thompson, the left winger, struggling for fitness. Ogbene's going to come on and offer a different threat, and inside forward he'll be. We'll get him on support as well, and in fact we're going to have him as an inverted winger. We've seen that work better in the other save. Get him on an attacking duty, try and support John King up front. We've got Humphreys Durnley in the middle as well, not having the best match there. Bolger's going to come on for him, just because we've got more attacking on the left wing. Bolger will become a ball-winning midfielder on defend. Just give a bit more support to Matt Smith at left back, try and shake things up, make sure we've got a balance to our tactic there. But 10 to go, we're in a brilliant position at the moment, though Cardiff are coming forward on the left with Williams here, and this could be where it all goes wrong. Richardson picks up with a chance to cross, back to Brandon Williams, cuts inside one, shoots just over the bar. Mitchell tipped it over in the end, good save by the experienced keeper, and it's out for a Cardiff corner again. We've got to try and hold on from this set piece. Here's Richardson with the delivery to the front post, headed over by Morel. No challenge on the header, but he wasn't able to direct it, and with 10 to go, we're going to go to all the old drills. Let's start time wasting, slowing it down. We don't want to increase the tempo, we just want to see it out and get a brilliant point. Cardiff are going to run away with it this year, so if we can get a point, we know it'll be a good result. As Simpson's got to throw in at right back here to Smith. Let's see if we can create one more chance, maybe even nick one on a counter. Here's Bolger in the holding role, back to Smith and now Moles. Can we get it forward, just create one more chance? Here's Matt Smith in the middle, there's not really any pressure on him. Can he find a ball out wide to Dalton? He does. Dalton back to Smith again. We're keeping it nicely, but not really looking like a threat. Oh, Bolger's not got onto that one, and this is where we concede goals. Emeren goes for it himself there. That's really greedy, and he's put it comfortably wide, but we almost cost ourselves the game there. Matt Smith not having the best game, starting to struggle for fitness. Cole McKinnon's going to come on for him. Almost as good a like-for-like replacement in truth, and we'll put him into the defensive duty too. A bit more defensive support for our back four, and hopefully we'll be able to hang on for this point. Into stoppage time, not much happening. We're going to go more defensive gradually. The 4 minutes are up. We nick a 1-1 draw. John King is first of the season. So many positives out of this. And for the umpteenth time, Callum Dalton's man of the match. What a fantastic signing he's been. I'm just so upset that he couldn't come on a permanent. Why did he accept Stoke and then come on loan here? He could have been a hero at this club. Could have been worth millions already. But as it is, we're just delighted to have his services. And we nick a point against the top side, Cardiff City. They're down to second with that point. We move into the playoffs remarkably due to other results, though there are 1 or 2 that are playing tomorrow, and the media focusing on Cardiff losing top spot, but I'm going to focus on that bit of news right there. John King ends his goal drought, and I'm sure the form will come now. We'll be back to face Wigan next Saturday, and hopefully we'll have our 2 centre-halves back to action. Back for game 2 against 6th place Wigan Athletic, 5th v 6th, and we're back from the international break. Mark King available again for selection, and good news on the fitness test screen too. Jack Walker 97% condition, minimal risk of complications if he plays today, so it looks like we've got our first choice centre-half partnership back. We can look forward to that today as well. We've also got a signing to talk about, and that's the goalkeeper we were looking at the start of the episode. James Trafford has now joined us on a cheap deal for 2 years, 2.5 ability, 3-star potential, actually played at Wigan, the club that we're playing against today. He only made 1 appearance for them, so he's not really got fond memories, but he's come into the club today and he'll be our 3rd choice keeper for now. Just allows us to sell Harry Campbell in January though, someone probably who's at the other end of their career. If we look at Campbell though, he will be featuring more today, and that's because we've got a little knock to Jonathan Mitchell. He's picked up an illness, unfortunately, food poisoning for 2 to 4 days, so Harry Campbell will be in goal as a result. Dorking just about underdogs for this game. Wigan won both games that we played last season, and despite their inconsistent form, they've won 3 of their last 5, and I'd expect them to be a big threat in today's game. So Mitchell's going to be out, Harry Campbell in for him, then we're going to bring the 2 centre-halves back in as well. So Jack Walker left centre-back, Cotter back to right-back, and then Mark King in at right centre-half. Simpson will be on a bench in place of Boland. I want to try and find a way to get on Maguire as well, just because we're a little bit worried about what might happen injury-wise. So today Jake Hughes is going to drop off the bench, just so we've got a natural central defender there. Aside from that, we're going to go with the usual squad. No real changes by those 2 centre-halves and keeper, though of course they are the spine of the team defensively, so you could say it's quite a drastic change to the team. But as we know, we've got John King back in goal scoring form. He broke his duck in the last one. Callum Dalton's still in brilliant form, and Stefan Mole's happy again, as is Barry Cotter. Everything's looking pretty rosy at the moment. So we've got Campbell in goal, Cotter and Smith the fullbacks, King and Walker back at centre half, and then from the rest of the team it's all the same as the last match, the same attacking 6 in their most comfortable roles. In we go then, let's see if we can get a second good result. It'll be lovely to get 2 positive results against top 6 teams. They're both among the favourites for promotion this year, and it could really give us a chance of staying in that playoff hunt. In we go then, 4-2-3-1 for Wigan, and a lot of regens in that team. They've got a very young squad by the looks of things, although they have got Jamal Lowe over on the right, a player we recognise from earlier in the series. The likes of Miles Kenlock on the bench, he featured definitely last year at some point in this series. And Emma Grandals as well, another one I recognise. So a couple of names there, maybe not quite so many as normal. They're relying on youngsters and regens, probably got a lot on loan from Premier League clubs. But with 2 minutes gone, there's not been a chance yet, though we are defending a corner here from Wigan. Smallwood in, headed away by Matthew Smith, who manages to get his head on it, but it falls for Jamal Lowe on the edge of the box. He goes back to Vauxhall at centre half. He's got 2 men pressing him, a relentless work from our boys, pressing to try and win the ball back early on, but eventually Vauxhall manages to keep it. He finds Ray, they've opened us up with Murphy, to the edge of the box to Smallwood, a 1-2 and shot, but Harry Campbell deputising in goal with a save. Really safe hands from the makeshift keeper. Campbell with a long clearance downfield. Thompson flicks it on. Brilliant work there. Can we get the counter with John King on? Here's Bowles. Out to the right-hand side to Dalton, the danger man. Beats the man. He's got King in the box. Tries to cross at the back post is Thompson. Headed away as far as Humphreys Durnley though. Into the back post is missed again. Dalton's got a chance to deliver for a third time. Gets to the byline into King. Shots blocked. Second one's brilliantly saved. And he almost made it 2-2 with that shot there. But it's behind for a Dorking Wanderers corner kick. The fans are getting behind us as Thompson delivers. Can we find a way to score? Headed away at the front post. It's not the best delivery, and Jamal Lowe can bring it away on the counter. Here's Vauxhall on the left hand side to Murphy. A 1-2 for Wigan. They've got a chance to cross here. Back to the left back, delivered into the box. Oh, it beat everyone. Smallwood looked like he was going to flick it. It was one of those that could have drifted in at the far post, but Campbell again reacted well and again clears long down well field very quickly. Here's King who holds it up for Matthew Smith. Brilliant work by the front man. Not scored the goal yet, but contributing well and holding it up. Mole switches it to Thompson. Can he get in the box now, King? We've got to deliver, surely. Why are we going backwards there? Get it in the box. At least give the poor centre forward a chance. Here's Moles to Dalton. We're a bit central at the moment. Need a little bit of width out there. And that's where we miss the overlapping fullbacks. You've seen how effective they are in the other series. Out to the right. A little bit of a lag there as it falls for Dalton. Chance to deliver. Thompson's in. Heads just over the bar from 12 yards. Brilliant work, but couldn't get enough on it. And it's out for a goal kick, which would be taken by Wigan. Long ball down the left, but Dalton intercepts. Chance to get there first. He's got a chance to deliver as well. Murphy tries to challenge, but Dalton comes out with a ball. A chance to cross into the box. Thompson's there, nods down off the line, and John King scores again. 2-2 for John King. The goal drought's well and truly over. Dalton did all the work to create the chance, but 20 gone. We've dominated this match so far, deservedly in the lead as a result as well. And John King's back into goal scoring form, and that bodes well for the rest of our season. Here's Dawson with a goal kick. It's intercepted by Dalton, and he's in one-on-one as well from it. Shoots just past the far post. Great effort. The keeper didn't get anything on it, and Dalton just misses the far post with his shot. A brilliant performance so far though. I hope we don't concede a silly goal at the back now, as we're going to come forward on the attack. We've been so dominant so far, and I don't want to throw it all away with a moment of stupidity. Oh, it's quite the opposite. Pat Murphy runs from the halfway line, scores a screamer from 30 yards, and look at his long shot rating. 5. And he scored a goal like that. I know it happens to everyone occasionally, but another absolute screamer against us. And what on earth can you do about that other than take the man out and take a yellow card? I really don't know what the best option is there. We want to stay on our feet, avoid bookings, but when you've got players with poor long shot ratings, you don't expect them to score in the bottom corner every time. But from 30 yards, we've been cost a goal there, and now Wigan seem to be getting back on top. Here's Jack at the back for them. He finds Vauxhall in the middle. They've got plenty of time to bring it forward. Here's Ray back out to the left-hand side. I'm sure it'll find Murphy eventually, but at the moment the left back surging forward on his own, waiting for a bit of support inside him. Here is Murphy, the goal scorer. If he scores 2 from distance, I will get upset. Back to Ray. He finds Murphy again. It bobbles around on the edge of the box. Back to the left back who can cross again, but in the end goes back to Vauxhall instead. Chance to switch it to the right hand side. Rasmussen overlapping. There's 2 in the box. Tries to go back to Adsheed. They've got so much time on the ball. Rasmussen back. Smallwood shoots and scores. And Wigan, after being outclassed for half an hour, are going to lead going into the half-time break. I'm so frustrated. The long balls, the long shots always seem to cost us. From 30 yards they've managed to score to equalise, and since then it's been all one-way traffic. So a good performance. We've been the better side. Apparently we've got to tell the lads it's disappointing. Nick Haycock's not often wrong, so I'll go with him on this occasion. But I can't believe we've managed to fall behind in that half. Smallwood up front, the substitute. 8 for finishing. Scores a wonderful strike instinctively. And Murphy 5 for long shots. Here's the man who scored that screamer from 30 yards. Now we've got an even bigger concern turn 2. Callum Dalton's pulled his hamstring, so we're going to bring on Tom Cook immediately to protect him, but we can wave goodbye to our chances today. 20 minutes to go then, let's make the other changes. Stefan Moles has had a poor game. He's going to be replaced by somebody, I'm not quite sure who. Maybe Aaron Bolger for this occasion. And then again, Humphreys Durney's had a poor match. Cole McKinnon on for him. Both of them not really natural as Mazzalas. Just over 15 to go then, we're going to go attacking to see if we can get back into it. Demand more from the lads to push forward. Most of them focus, but let's see if it makes a difference. Hopefully these lads can create one more chance. Into stoppage time we go then. It doesn't look like it's coming. Just 4 minutes added on and we're not going to see anything. We've lost 2-1. Wigan did exactly what they wanted. They nullified the threat in the second half, prevented chances completely, and we're disappointed with the performance and result. But more importantly, we need to look at how long Callum Dalton's injury is. That will decide how far we're going to go this season. We're in 9th place, comfortably in mid-table at the moment, so all of the season expectations are met. But if we want to chase the playoffs, this needs to be a very short-term injury. So a disappointing collapse. It all came from that long-range shot. Pat Murphy scored a screamer, and from there it was all one-way traffic. Dalton out just 1 to 3 days. He'll miss the midweek one against Doncaster, but be back for MK Dons in 7 days' time. But overall, an okay episode. We played 2 of the biggest sides and competed in both of them. Let's have a look for when we're going to next be back. And I think we'll probably leave it till around the end of October, maybe even the start of November. We'll see which games are the big one. It'll probably depend who we get in the FA Cup first round. Otherwise, Ipswich looks like a big game. Are they up near the top? They're in 6th place. Otherwise, it could be Crawley in the FA Cup tie at the start of November. But a massive thank you to everyone who's watched this one again. I really do appreciate your support with another big double header. If you enjoyed the episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let us know what you think in the comments of the last few makeshift signings in the window, and the 2 performances in those games, of course. The mitigating circumstances being the chopping and changing, enforced due to injuries and international duty. But overall, I think we've got a pretty decent squad now. A mid-table finish is certainly going to be easy this year, but of course it's going to be a little bit harder to chase the playoffs. We're not expected to do that on this occasion, but we want to get as close as possible with those lads, and a top half finish would be nice overall. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from both of my long-term stories. This one will be back in 2 days' time with more big League One action, and the head coach back tomorrow with our new club again. We're just 2 or 3 episodes in with our new team, and it's been a remarkable few days as well. We were at Old Trafford yesterday, so make sure you go and catch up with it. It's been a wonderful start to our journey with the new club. Of course, we've got no say in transfers or contracts in that one, and the January transfer window's fast looming, so I'm interested to see what happens in that save. But a massive thanks for watching this one. I'm really grateful for your continued support, and I hope to see you next time for more big League One action as we try to compete in the top half of the table.